The long-running animated sitcom The Simpsons nearly avoided what has become one of its most famous predictions, the presidency of Donald Trump. According to recent commentary from the show's current showrunner Al Jean, the writers had originally discussed choosing a different figure as the fictional president in the 2000 episode Bart to the Future, only to land on Trump as the name in joke because he was already a public figure. In that episode, Lisa Simpson becomes president of the United States and casually mentions that she inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. At the time, Trump was better known as a real estate tycoon and reality show host than a serious political contender. Gene and other writers have said the decision was made with tongue-in-cheek intent. Pick the most ridiculous name for the preceding president. More recently, the writers have confirmed that Trump was not the only name considered. The comic book article reports that an original pick was Unbelievable, though it does not publicly name the alternative. The implication is that the show's writers viewed the gag as a generic placeholder rather than an actual forecast. That distinction matters because over the years viewers have seized on the mention of a President Trump in The Simpsons as evidence of the show's prophetic powers. Writer and voice actor Hank Azaria has even noted that while the attention is understandable, the show makes thousands of jokes and only a small number of them line up with later events. The writers themselves tend to frame it as coincidence or a byproduct of satirical exaggeration rather than clairvoyance. In fact, the new article emphasizes that the original choice was simply a "who would be the most ridiculous president" exercise. For many viewers, the episode now reads as eerily prescient. But the show's creative team stressed that at the time it was just a satirical joke aimed at exaggerating political absurdity. The decision to go with Trump was intended for comedic effect. As Gene put it, the joke was that if we keep going like this, here's what might happen. The revelation also helps to recalibrate the narrative around The Simpsons' so-called predictions. It underscores that the writers were not aiming to forecast reality, but to amplify the extremes of culture and politics for comedic effect. As the new interview suggests, the original name choice might have been something else entirely, meaning that the show only accidentally predicted the future. For cultural commentators, this little slice of behind-the-scenes insight is significant. It shows how a long-running show that is deeply embedded in current affairs can drift into perceived prophecy simply by amplifying existing public figures and sentiments. The Simpsons may not have foreseen Trump's presidency, but by choosing his name as the punchline in 2000, they ended up with a moment that resonates in retrospect. In short, The Simpsons almost didn't choose Trump for its fictional president. It might have been someone else. And yet by doing so, they produced one of the most widely discussed and referenced examples of media prediction in recent years.